Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway and welcome back to another review. Now today I thought I would do another Wrenn unboxing because it's been, a few weeks since I've done one of those, and as you know I do enjoy doing those. So I've got a couple to unbox for you today, and it's these two I believe. Getting the, nice heavy boxes of course, and these should be, if I've got the right boxes, a pair of N2 locomotives, the Great Northern Railway, or LNER N2s of course. And I'm going to get these unboxed for you and reviewed as usual, so sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get on with it then. So here they are then, the two boxes with the beautiful N2 locomotives from Wrenn. Now you'll notice this box has a slightly different colour to it, and that's because this is another one of the ones that I made myself. Because sadly the one I bought, the loco inside the box didn't come with one basically. So we'll get to that one in a minute, but first of all we'll open up this one. Now as you can see it's the box standard really Wrenn packaging with the small form factor, and on the end of the box you can see it's got the product code, which is W2217 062 tank LNER, and as I already told you it's an N2 locomotive, although it doesn't say it on the end of the box. But anyway, let's get this one open. Let me show it to you because it is a gorgeous loco, and we just lift up the lid there. You can see the loco just there, and I'll get her out in a second, but first of all you can see these little detail pack, and it isn't really a detail pack, it's more of an alternative coupling pack. And I believe these are the Hornby 00 couplings, and of course if you'd had a lot of 00 rolling stock back in the 70s or whenever these locos came out, you could fit those on and then you'd still be able to use all that rolling stock. But of course I don't use those, I use the decouplings that are already on the loco. So if I just get this out, move those packing pieces out the way, there it is, the 062 Wrenn locomotive, and it's the running number 9522 as you can see, and it really is a gorgeous thing. I mean, it isn't the most detailed thing really, I don't think it's going to do well on detail, but it really is quite elegant I think, despite the lack of detail. So that one's very nice, more on her in a second, but of course there is another one to get unboxed, so let me just move this one out the way. There we go. Now this one is very, very lovely. It's a completely different livery, and I'll just show you the box again. Again, it is based on the other box, so there shouldn't be much difference. But on the end of the box, I think, is this the same? W2217, I think so. 062 tank LNER. So I think it's basically got the same thing. So again, let's get this one off. And again, I made this in a piece as well, so that's why this is a bit cockeyed. But here we go then, here's the second loco. And prank, it is exactly the same. I think it's even the same running number. It is a little bit strange that I would buy two just the same like this, but it was such a good price. I think this one was only £15, and again, it's virtually mint condition. Not quite as nice as the other one, but certainly not bad. And I just thought, why not? It'll be great to do some double heading or run two similar trains, so why on earth not? And I think it will make this review a little bit more interesting because they're not mega locomotives. But there we go, that's the two N2 locomotives by Wrenn. They are basically the same. I think I'll review this one because it's slightly better condition, and it's also got the metal truck wheel. But there we go then. So I'm going to give you a little bit of info about them, and then we'll get on and review them. So the N2s were often seen in LNER liveries like these are, but the class actually originated from the GNR, which is the Great Northern Railway, and they were designed there by Sir Nigel Gresley in 1920. This being said, the LNER did actually continue to produce the class up until 1929. During their working lives, the class operated small passenger trains around the London area, which normally consisted of up to 2 coaches, so really quite small. 107 of the locomotives were produced in total, and sadly only one was preserved and the rest were scrapped after withdrawal, which began in 1955. So back to the review in just a second then, but first I thought I'd show you this. Now a couple of days ago, YouTube user Custard Time Lord sent me an email with this drawing on it that he's done. It's a tender that says Sam's Trains on it, and I was so pleased with that I printed it out and framed it and put it on the wall here. Now that's given me a bit of an idea because as you can see there's a lot of wall space and ceiling space up here, so I thought, why not try and fill it all? So if you've got a drawing or a picture that you want to send in, please do. You can send that to samstrains@outlook.com, and I'll be glad to print it out and put it on the wall, and then you never know, you might spot it when you're watching some of the videos, so I thought that would be a nice thing to do. But please do that if you want to. I will just show you this one. This one came in yesterday. This one was from Deltic Dan, that's it. And that's very nice Deltic presumably. So yeah, please do that if you want to, but for now let's get back onto the review. And I think it is a really smart locomotive, as you can see there, but that being said, the detail really is pretty poor. You know, the paintwork is very standard. There's no lining or anything like that. The moulded detail is basically minimal, and there's only a couple of separately fitted parts. That being the case, I'm 99% sure that Wrenn inherited this model from the Hornby Dublo era, which dates the model back to about the 1950s, so I suppose when you consider that, it isn't really that bad at all. But let's have a little look at what detail there is there. As you can see, the LNER and the running number there on the tank is quite nicely applied. It isn't probably up to modern standards, but it certainly does the job, and I think that's the one nice thing about the livery. Other than that, it is in the plain green. I wouldn't even say it's apple green, it's sort of an attempt at apple green. But you have got the cab roof and the coal, and also the smoke box, which have been sprayed in black, which you'd probably expect. You have got a couple of separately fitted parts, these little handrails here that go along the side of the smoke box, but that, as far as I can tell, is just about it. Sadly, the safety valves are not separately fitted, they're just a little blob of gold paint onto the moulding there. Perhaps the buffers are separately fitted, I can't tell, and I don't want to start yanking at them, but luckily they have been painted into silver, which is quite a nice touch, and it looks as though Wrenn have added this little feature, but you can see the running number is on the front buffer beam there. I suppose I'd better show you the coal. It is really not particularly nice coal, and again you've got the same problem, it's never going to be removable, so if you wanted to get rid of it, you'd have to cut it out, but you know, it's not going to make it a detailed model even if you put real coal in there, so perhaps it's not going to be all that worth it. But you know, on the front splashes there's a real lack of detail there. There is a little badge there, but it hasn't been detailed. But I suppose if you wanted a project you could detail it up, but generally the detail is pretty poor on these, and the other one is virtually the same. So yeah, that's it, not too bad. I do like the model, don't get me wrong, but of course we're a bit spoilt now, aren't we, with Bachmann and modern Hornby stuff, so not too bad, but a little bit dated now. Okay, let's get on to performance then and see how they run. So there she is on the track then, very smart, and as you can see she's parked right on a point there, so that should be a real test of her performance. In a moment she's going to be coupling up to a very big rake of LNER teak coaches. There's 8 of those, I believe. Now, of course, I've already said they wouldn't have pulled this many coaches, it would have been about 2 normally. But because this is a review, I thought it would be nice to show what she's capable of, but of course if I run her in the future, in future videos, they won't be running this many coaches, but you know, this is just a test. So we'll see if she can manage all those anyway. The other one is hooked up over here, as you can see on the middle line, and she similarly has got lots and lots of coaches. She's got 8 as well, and these are the LNER Blood and Custard coaches. And again, normally of course they wouldn't have run this many coaches, but you know, just to prove that they can really, I'm going to do it. Then on the third line, on the inner line, I have a mainline N2, and as you can see just by looking at it, the detail on that is absolutely superior. And yeah, she's going to be in push mode today, and she's got a couple of chocolate and cream coaches there that she's going to be pushing round, just for a little bit of something different. So hopefully you'll enjoy to see that. But for now then, let's get this N2 tested at slow speeds, and I was quite impressed with this actually, so let's see if she can do it when she's on that point. Start her up. As you can see, that is pretty good. In fact, I would say it's the best slow speed performer that I have from Wrenn, which is saying something, and she's right on a point there as well, so you know, if there's somewhere she's not going to be very smooth, it's here. And as you can see, perfect. Not quite as smooth in reverse, I would say, if anything. There we go, I'm just fighting to keep her under control here. But no, that's perfect, isn't it? Right, forwards again before she couples to the coaches. A little bit faster this time, I think. As you can see, it really is very nice and smooth. Not very quiet, but you know, this is 1960s, 1970s, so it's not going to be quiet. Okay, let's couple up to those coaches then and see if she can shift them. Okay, she's smacked into them. Let's see if she can take them off. Nice, gentle start. And as always with Wrenn, it's as though she's got no coaches on the back of her at all. Okay, let's start the other N2 up then. Okay, a little bit of juice for her then, and again, 8 coaches. These have even more drag because they're plastic wheels, but yeah, absolutely perfect. And let's start that mainline one up as well then. There we go. Alright, perfect. Let's have a running session then. And there are 6 other LNER locomotives hiding on the line today, so today's challenge is quite a big one. If you can, try and name them all. I'll try and show them all. So yeah, 9 LNER locomotives on display today, on the layout in total. But can you name the other 6? Now, this is a slight performance issue here. As you can see, this N2 here, pulling the teak coloured teaks, is slowing down quite a lot past this station, and that's the uphill section. Now, most of my Wrenn locos don't do that under load, but she did, so she's not quite as mighty then as some of them are, so that's worth bearing in mind. Not a problem here though, running just fine, and that is a lot of coaches for an 062. So now for my ratings then for the Wrenn N2. First of all, detail, sadly only 4 out of 10. Unfortunately, the detail on these is a lot less than on other Wrenn locos, and you know, the detail generally is fairly poor. Performance, 8 out of 10, excellent slow speed performance. They're not as mighty as some of the Wrenn locos, but they're certainly not bad. Character, 6 out of 10. The N2s generally do have a lot of character, but I do think the lack of detail on these Wrenn locos really eats away a little bit at the character. Build quality though, 10 out of 10, really can't fault it. Cast metal, you know, solid as a rock, can't beat that, 10 out of 10. Value, £30, well, one of them was 15, the other one was about 30, so really that's not a bad price, but you know, I think you'd be better off getting some Triang locos or something like that, because the detail is going to be just better. So overall, 6 out of 10, not a bad loco. I will go as far as to say I like it, but it certainly doesn't meet modern standards by a long chalk. So yeah, enjoy those for a little bit longer then. Let's keep on with the running session. So yeah, do let me know, do you think I was fair with the scorings there, or do I need to give them a little more credit perhaps? Yeah, let me know, there should be a little poll for you to let me know. But yeah, as I say, I really do like them. It's just, I think I have to be honest with these reviews, because you know, if you decide to go out and buy one and it's not what I said it is, you might not be very pleased with me. But yeah, they're not bad for what they are, and they're certainly not bad for what they cost. Alright then folks, that should just about do it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. That was the Wrenn N2s along with the mainline N2s. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to leave it a like or even a comment if you'd like to, because that really does help and I do love to hear from you, as you know. Also, you can check out the Facebook and Twitter pages if you'd like, and they're at facebook.com/samstrains and twitter.com/samstrains. And don't forget, if you'd like to send me your drawings or pictures, just take a photo of them and you can email them to samstrains@outlook.com, and I will put those on the walls for you. So yeah, that should just about do it then. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you very soon. Cheers everybody.